So tonight, we're going to be looking at OCs, Overwatch OCs, as opposed to the usual horror OCs. Now, for anybody watching this, there is a podcast at youtube.com/fearfic called Do Not Steal, where Abysme, Dead Palette, and I look at horror-related OCs to do with, like creepypasta type stuff, different things like that. Usually creepypasta is, I was going to say, usually that's all people do is Jeff and Slender, so. But yeah, so I don't know, do you guys want to introduce yourselves at all, or I don't know how we want to do this? Abysme
been on the channel multiple times.
Yeah. Abysme is, for all the people who are clicking in because they saw the title and it said, 3 hot new Overwatch original characters.
You were going to say 3 hot nudes.
3 hot nude Overwatch characters. Zarya.
3 hot nude pairs of female presenting
nipples. Yes. Yes. There we go.
Too hot for Tumblr. Actually, too hot for YouTube. Bye. But yeah. Here's a question for you guys: is it still Barbarian Zarya if she's naked? Because that's kind of a metaphysical quandary I'm having. Because I only like Zarya as Barbarian Zarya.
All Zaryas are queens, even cyber goth Zaryas, but clearly the best Zaryas are barbarians.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all racist against robots, but
yeah, well, I mean, what do you expect? I mean, Russian bots are notorious for problems. So.
But which Zaryas are the most racist is the important question.
Leave your answer in the comments below. Which Zarya is most racist?
Hi, Blizzard.
Yeah. Blizzard, what do you think about Klansman Zarya? No. I have achieved maximum white power. All right, we're deleting that out. That won't be in the episode. Nobody will hear that, I'm sure.
Okay.
But yeah, so we're going to be looking at 3 Overwatch OCs that other people have created, fan characters. So do we want to get rolling on that? Do we want to get started?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Now, you guys said that you wanted me to go first, and you demanded.
Yes, because we're going to argue who has the best OC character.
Oh, obviously, really? Well, fuck.
Yeah.
I'm done then. Okay. You got it all loaded up in your browsers, you little baby boys? Yeah. Got it all loaded up? All right, so what do you think of the image, first of all? We're gonna be linking these in the description below.
I didn't expect it to be a 3D model. That's really impressive.
Yeah. I thought so too.
Check out and support the original art.
Yeah, exactly. Sure. That's what I was going to say.
What.
I'm not sure if we're going to show the image or encourage everybody to go and see it there, and definitely leave a comment encouraging them, so on and so forth. But yeah, we'll see what happens. So this is my character, which is Tech. Is her name?
Mm-hmm.
Is that her name? Tech.
Yep.
Tech. Yeah.
Tech.
Not Tetch. Not Jervis Tetch. Might surprise you to know that this is a concept for the Junker Queen.
Okay.
You can see from the image, she's got a cool mohawk. She's got a little drone buddy. And she's got a prosthetic leg on the opposite side of Junkrat. So you see, maybe the two of them beat up and disassembled the same Omnic. I don't know.
Maybe what they did is they were having a 3-legged race, and a bomb blew up the middle leg of the 3-legged
race. Oh my God, Blizzard, Jeff Kaplan, we know that you watch these. Please make that canon. Please make that canon that they were in a 3-legged race. That's why she hates Junkrat so much.
We have a new, we're going to have a new event. It's called The Fall of Junkertown. It's going to go into the backstory of Junkrat and the Junker Queen. And essentially what's going to happen is you're going to be in a 3-legged race. We think it feels good. I think it feels great. Having your leg blown off, a jib to pieces, the process of amputating it. We think you're really going to like the way that it feels when your leg gets amputated.
Yeah.
We really wanted to pay homage to the great Australian tradition of doing the 3-maggot race through a minefield.
The 3-maggot race.
3-legged.
Who wants to do the 3-maggot race? Come on, guys. I got the 3 maggots right here.
Everyone likes.
Trousers
We
down.
really,
Oh, anyway,
we,
what?
we really like embracing the everyone's culture,
Hmm.
and so you're going to learn about Australian culture and what it means to be a criminal, and what it means to be a penal colony. And we think there's a lot of details that really behoove Australian culture.
Yes. You're going to be extremely racist against outsiders, aka the Omnics. Yeah. All right. So, yeah.
Well, if Omnics are destroying your country, what are you going to do?
I mean,
Gotta build that wall.
yeah.
That doesn't. They're ocean locked.
I know. So you gotta build a real big wall.
Australia, we can't help but notice that you've rejuvenated your coral reefs about 10 feet above sea level.
We're really happy that you're replenishing the ocean, but I think you went a bit too far in some places, namely the entire coast of your continent.
We
see that you're. We like the whole environmental thing, taking care of your reef. We're just wondering why it's so big that no foreigners can get in.
Is there an explicit reason why you've hung Omnic corpses off the edges of the reef wall?
Oh,
Is that
man.
supposed to send a message?
Can we get a coral reef map, Blizzard, please?
Ooh,
This is just going to be
yeah.
full of requests from us.
Well,
An undersea map is very overdue, though. Whether it be in like a dome or whatever the fuck.
You got one in fucking space. Why can't you do one in the ocean?
Yeah, do it in the ocean. Come on. Environmental kills. Instead of booping you off the map, Lucio just boops you straight up into the air. You go through the glass.
Or like out of a hatch and you get eaten by a fucking shark.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
That'd be cool. We could finally have a use for an aquatic mech. But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the Junker Queen. Her name is Tech. And I guess we should go over her abilities. Now, do we want to do this where each one of us reads certain parts of it, or?
Sure.
Well, I think. How about you read all of
it's
this?
yours.
And
Okay.
It's yours, and
Fine.
then we'll give you feedback.
Fine, be that way.
I will say right off the bat. So she does have a cool outfit. It's kind of hard to describe. It is kind of. She looks very Borderlands-ish.
Yeah.
That's
you're
true.
right.
And
Which
she
is
has,
kind of like Mad Max-esque, but with like a lot of tech on it, like a lot of cyber tech kind of.
She looks
you.
like Sombra and Eve from Wall-E had a baby in Borderlands.
It's a very
Sure.
punk outfit. I will say she looks very young, and so I'm wondering if this is if the Queen of Junkertown is kind of like supposed to be a thing that's passed down, just like the Doomfist mantle or something.
Well, how long has it been since Australia fell into chaos not in real life, but in the Overwatch world?
Yesterday?
It's always been in chaos. since they sent all the white criminals there, that's when.
Hey, now be fair. Not all the criminals were white. I'm sure more than enough of them were actually probably wrongly convicted. Okay, that got dark. So anyway.
So she does look a bit young, but I wonder if maybe that's just... Well, I don't know. Yeah, I have no idea what the artist intended, but I would agree with you that she does look young.
I mean, we're talking about a universe that has Mercy in it, so...
True.
Mercy, the 40-year-old that looks
Gets
like
passed
18.
around.
Gets passed around? Okay, yeah, sure.
If you believe all the fandoms.
All right,
No, a lot of the pharmacy people are very much so like, no, she doesn't get passed around. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
She's
well,
not.
the Moira C people disagree.
she's not an Omega in Heat, as it were.
No.
So...
Oh my god.
So let's get rolling right along here. Tech's abilities. We've got her main fire, I presume. I don't know if you guys have scrolled down to it yet.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I have.
We've got sparks in quotation marks. The sparks. It's Tech's favorite revolver. The primary fire engage the target. Use the secondary fire to make it explode. You can detonate bullets while they are flying through the playing area. So what I take from this is you're shooting explosives, and you can detonate them. They detonate when they hit the enemy, or you can detonate them in midair.
Yeah. I think
So
that's
is that-
nice.
It sounds like it's a detonator from Team Fortress 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I
so
haven't really played that much, so interesting.
it's so it's like a flare gun thing, and you shoot it, and then what you can do is as it's about to hit somebody, if you detonate it right as it's about to hit somebody, it does more damage.
Ah, I
And
see.
if it actually hits somebody, it does less damage.
Yeah, because that sounds pretty much like that. But what I was thinking when I read it was sort of like Junkrat's grenade launcher mixed with his mine. You know, like you could detonate the grenades if they're close to somebody, but you're gonna miss or whatever.
It
Hmm.
would
But yeah.
appear that this one has a much more straight line of fire than
Right.
lobbing it like Junkrat does.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
One
So
thing
okay.
that's one thing that's confusing me, and maybe this is a weird nitpick, that is straight up not a revolver though.
Yeah.
Well, maybe there's
Yeah.
some revolving part inside that we can't see.
It's also possible that maybe this English is not the author's first language. I'm just
Right.
looking at kind of the spelling and grammar
Yeah.
and the other abilities. So it's possible like revolver is just pistol, gun, just word for gun.
They may
Yeah.
be a native Australian speaker.
Was
Okay.
supposed to do an Australian accent, but I'm not very good at it.
Yeah, neither of us are
Um,
confident in that. You gotta do your racist Australian accent.
Blimey, mate. So what I would assume is the shift ability, because this is sort of like a less forward-moving ability, a less offensive ability. So I think it probably would be the shift. Is a flying drone. Now the flying drone shoots the enemy bullets. It can block up to 10 projectiles. So what I think basically what we're looking at if this were put in practical use is it essentially would just be like a defense matrix that you can throw out into the air.
Yeah.
It would basically be like a defense matrix. It would just stop, a certain number of projectiles from passing by it.
Which is a really cool idea. I like that.
Yeah, it's sort of just off-putting diva to your left or to your right or whatever. But yeah, I would wonder if you could just leave it anywhere you wanted though. Like just
Well,
leave it over the objective and then just go wherever you want and
I would assume you can do that since it's only blocking 10 projectiles. That's
Right.
not very much.
Judging
Diva-
by the artwork,
Diva can eat like literally 6
Right.
rocket barrages at once, and this
Yeah.
is only preventing 10 objects.
right. And I don't think it would be able to eat like alts or anything like that. I don't think you can say it would destroy. It destroys Zarya's alt.
Yeah,
I don't see
yeah.
how it would do that, but
yeah.
It would be able to do that, but at the same time, like a McCree could fan the hammer, fan the hammer, and it would already have eaten up everything.
right.
Your flying drone would already have expended its use.
Right. It would be useless. So I'm going to say this is probably the E ability because it's more offensive, more toward an enemy. The tracker. You attach the tracker to an enemy, and you can see his position throughout the play area. So this is sort of like the Sonic Arrow or Widowmaker's ultimate, but you're basically selectively putting it on a single person. So yeah.
So your lawyer thinks that that's a good
Yeah,
idea.
my lawyer decided to scream for no reason. Objection. But yeah,
So I'm wondering how long that would last.
Yeah, does it have a range? I wonder. Because
Well,
it's kind of... Can you get rid of it? Like, if you see it, can you shoot it off your ally? I wonder.
it shows in the picture like a very short-range lob.
Hmm.
So I think it's more like to not lose an enemy than to do anything else, bigger than that. So I would assume it would have to be timed, time-based, because that would be only fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it would still have to be a significant amount of time, I would say.
Yeah.
Because like if you can go behind a wall and still have it on there, it wouldn't be any use if you could just shoot it off.
Mhm.
But I would encourage y'all to scroll down and look at the silhouettes demonstrating how these abilities look.
Right.
Yeah, they help a
Because
lot.
because there's an image of like Tech just being like, the guy's fucking over there.
Guys,
The
like, don't tell
silhouette
anyone.
The silhouette has the most sass about it. It's just like, fucking, he's there, dude.
I lost him, boss. He's right fucking there.
Yeah.
He's right
What's
fucking
wrong
there.
with you?
So my guess is, since she's gesturing to the team, in that silhouette. My guess would be that not everybody sees the person you marked, just you.
Yeah.
I would presume.
I don't know about that. That'd be
Maybe.
Kind of...
Can't
then
tell.
again, I will say, and I don't want to judge this too harshly. I think that if you look at Sombra already kind of fulfills this role, because that's the whole point of Sombra, is to go out there and scout.
Right.
And
but she can see people with low health, through the walls, whereas this would... I'm trying to think of what a practical application for this would be.
Well, Sombra can see anyone anywhere by going invisible.
Well, yeah, that's true.
So
I could see this if it maybe also debuffed the targets, like if you're going to be an assassin and hunt a single target down. But yeah, all the ability states is that you can see them, and that's about it.
I don't dislike it. It's just a matter of I don't know how practical it would be.
It could be fleshed out.
But yeah. So the ultimate is where we get really crazy and go completely off the rails. The ultimate is called Human Revenge. I guess against Omnics, maybe? Make you and your team invulnerable for 5 seconds. You and your allies can still be healed. So we're talking about straight-up God mode for 6 people.
Kind of
Human Revenge.
Mm-hmm.
And they might as well just call this White Man's Burden or something.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I think it's supposed to be a play on Omnic Uprising, but I'm not sure. So yeah. So what do we think about an ultimate that makes your team invulnerable for 5 seconds?
Little much.
Little much, yeah.
And then also it's kind of weird too. I'm trying to figure out where this person would fall. I guess they would be a support.
Yeah.
They don't directly heal though. I mean, you'd have to wait for your ultimate to have any effect.
Well,
I would say probably just DPS. I mean, we've got tank, DPS, and support now. So
neither does what's her face. Fucking portal lady. I'm forgetting.
Symmetra? She's
Symmetra.
She's damaged now.
Oh, did she get reclassified? Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got rid of the defense group entirely, and they moved her out of healing or support to damage. Yeah. I don't know. It's going to be interesting when we eventually have a certain number of tanks, a certain number of support, and 50 damage heroes in Overwatch. That's going to be funny.
And people wonder why it's so hard to find someone to go tank or support in freaking pickup games.
But yeah, so essentially after that we've got just more images of certain things. We have like how the drone would look if it was deployed, different stuff like that.
Burn in hell.
Dig it.
Burn in hell not available.
What the fuck was that?
That's my goddamn phone. Sorry. I really appreciate the amount of work that this person put into just this 3D render. They're like, and the fact that they show little, like the drone deploying and the various stages of the creation. That's really cool.
See, now I think that what happened here, if I can try to get in the head of the creator, which is not my place to be, I think what happened with the Ultimate was the kit doesn't look that impressive on its own, so they kind of overcorrected with the Ultimate and made something way, more powerful.
Yeah, possibly.
But I don't know what you would replace that with. Maybe, since she's the Junkertown Queen, maybe she could do her own thing where she calls her own mech, like Diva, but it's like one of those Junkertown, combat mechs, and she goes around in that for her ultimate. I don't know.
What if it was just the straight up the forklift thing from Aliens?
I mean, one of those kind of looks like that, but I don't know. One of the vehicles they have in Junkertown sort of looks like it, not really.
What if her drone turns into a mech and then she mounts it and then shoots people, like a little little gun platform or something?
What if her drone mounts her?
It becomes part of her leg.
So here's kind of my conflicted feelings, because I do generally like the concept, but it does feel like maybe it's just in my head, or maybe I'm basing this off. I'm not sure if I'm basing this off stuff I know or don't know, but it doesn't seem like this is going off what has been established for the Junkertown Queen.
Right. But, who knows when this was made? I don't know.
True.
There's probably a date on it. It says 2 years ago, but
2 years ago, yeah. So
it could have just been like when the map was first announced, or I don't know.
But she's very much so a. What's the she? This character doesn't seem to be very queenly.
Right. Well, I mean, she's a combat queen. She's like the
True.
Queen of Thunderdome,
But even then, this person is more like tech related,
Yeah. Could use maybe some more ornamentation or something.
A crown, yeah.
I mean, like, yeah, just something that, like, a very clear insignia of Junkertown on her.
What she could have is one of those hats. What are they called? Boonie hats that have like the corks hanging from the brim.
Yeah, yeah.
But instead, each cork is a little gold crown. But I think I've come up with what her ultimate should be.
Okay.
Her ultimate should be called, "Wait a minute, I hate Omnics." And when she presses it, she looks up and shoots her drone out of the sky. That's her ultimate.
Well, if she had, so here's what I'm trying to do to like fix this canonically in my head. This is the Junkertown Queen's daughter.
Okay.
Junkertown Princess, yeah.
Yeah, so she's the Junkertown Princess, and then she is the story that we've been given about why Junkrat and Roadhog have had to leave is bullshit. And it turns out that Junkrat and Tech were having a thing.
Oh. That's how they lost their legs. No.
And that's how they lost their literally, yeah, that's how they lost their legs.
Yeah.
In a, sex explosion.
A sex explosion, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think I do
And
like
that's
the
why
idea.
they got kicked out.
Yeah. I do like the idea of a Junkertown royal family. Like a Junkertown court, even, like you could have the queen, the princess. Junkrat is already the jester. Like it sort of just fits. It sort of works. I don't know. You could have
Roadhog was the executioner.
Yeah, Roadhog is definitely the executioner. He's got the hook, sort of like a noose. Oh man, they should add an executioner skin for him where he just throws a noose at people.
Oh my god.
Yes. Yes.
Oh man.
Mr. Kaplan, if you're listening, and I know you are.
Do it.
No, I think this is a good idea. Just have her be the daughter, and then some torrid affair happened, and it's like, you can't be here anymore.
Yeah.
You have to leave for daring to go near my daughter.
So yeah, I think that's pretty good.
So she's like, she loves the queen loves fighting and everything, but doesn't want her daughter to be a part of that life.
Mm-hmm.
But the daughter does want to be a part of that life, does want to go out there, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
It's really easy to flesh out. Yeah.
Now, the only problem I have with this idea is that I do ship Junkrash. So, I do ship Junkrat and Ash, so, I mean...
Well, I mean, is that necessarily get in the way of that?
No, not really.
No, I mean, you just have...
They could have a foursome, or, I'm sorry, they could have a threesome and lose 4 legs. But yeah, so that's my character, as in the character I picked, by Pascal Giacobelli. That's...
Giacobelli.
Yeah, I'm sure that's not wrong at all. But yeah, so that's Tech, the Junker Queen, aka Junker Princess, as we have deemed her. So yeah, who do we want to move on to next, do you think? By the way, I think we could, when we do our next, if we ever do another OC thing like this with Overwatch, Junkertown royal family members.
That's
or royal court,
That's a good idea. I like that.
Anyway. So, DP or Abysme, you should probably do rock, paper, scissors to see who goes next.
Oh, okay.
I don't care either way.
I'll go next then.
All right.
All right.
Let me open up Abysme's link here. All right. There we go. So, Abysme, your character is May.
Yeah, new character. Let me know if you've heard of her before. No, Mel, M-E-L.
Oh, of course.
Real name Melanie Raymond, age 34 to 35. She's not sure, apparently. Occupation freelancer. I guess an artist. Base of operations, Vancouver, Canada. That's obviously a made-up place.
Yeah.
So, some new place in the Overwatch lore we don't know about. Affiliation, Canadian Forces, formerly. Overwatch, formerly.
Oh, so she's an ex-member of the Canadian Forces and Overwatch at the age of 35.
She's just too good for him.
Yeah.
She's a loose cannon.
Well, the Overwatch disbanded, so.
Those Canadian loose cannons, boy.
And so I see here she has a maple syrup powered flow board.
Yep, for sure. So I chose Mel because
she's the Silver Surfer.
well, I saw that someone went, what if I could turn, maybe it was a challenge or something. I want to make a snowboarder from Canada into an Overwatch character, and clearly put in a good amount of work on it, and I really just admire that.
Yeah, I mean, the artwork is cool. It's not, no pun intended, but...
Cool. This is Melanie Raymond by Mikari131.
All right.
So, description-wise, she's a redhead. She is very much a snowboarder, but the snowboard is like this hoverboard, and she has kind of like metal gauntlets and metal boots, but has a very kind of almost traditional, like futuristic traditional Canadian outfit on. It's red. It's snow gear, and she has a beanie. It's very cute. I like it.
And
it's a very well realized concept.
She's catching bird shit in her right hand.
What if she had a Mountie skin?
That'd be nice.
That'd be good. Yeah. She'd have to ride a mechanic caribou or something.
God damn it.
So okay, let's start.
Can we change her call sign from Mel to a moose?
Yes,
just a moose.
Yeah, just moose.
That's fine with me.
Yeah, sure. Makari131, please edit your page to
please
our requests.
Please change your character name to Moose. Yeah,
to be Maple Moose.
That's a good call sign, though. That's awesome.
The Maple Moose.
Did we just create
a Wave 4 Marvel movie character, the Maple Moose?
Oh yeah. Right next to Squirrel Girl.
Who would play Maple Moose, though?
What's a freckled ginger?
You know what? I'm gonna say it. Let's get Rick Moranis out of retirement to be the Maple Moose.
I think Emma Watson.
What'd you say, Emma Watson?
Emma Watson, eh?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Don't you know?
Sure.
So I will admit, I did read through her abilities, and I'm a little confused on her main and alternate fire, but hopefully we can kind of sort them out. So left click is the flow board in attack form, and plasma gauntlet in ride form. So I think you're on your board, and you can obviously go around really quickly. And if you're off your board, maybe it operates as a shield, and you just shoot with her plasma gauntlet. Maybe. It says depending on which form Mel is in, she will fire plasma bolts from her board or plasma bolt shots from her gauntlet. Also, right-click in attack mode, which is not writing, will allow Mel to block primary fire for a short time. So, yeah. I don't know. It almost feels as though being in attack mode would be better just because you have a shield and can still shoot. I don't know. Maybe it's a bit unbalanced, but whatever. We'll move on.
Can you throw your flow board like it's capped shield?
That might be it. Left click flow board. Maybe it sends it out like a rocket at somebody.
I think she rides it. Passive.
Maybe it's like a roadhog hook, and it like trips somebody, and then it just brings you the person laying down on the board, and they're just like laying down, looking up when they're brought back, surrounded by everyone, and they're just like, "Hi."
And then she takes out a big bucket of maple syrup and waterboards you. So yeah,
maple boards you.
Maple board.
Where's the plans, eh? But it's maple syrup, so it's like coming out really slowly.
Can we
taking forever?
Can we start the rumor? Can we start the urban legend that Justin Trudeau has a secret prison where he syrup boards people?
But his idea of syrup boarding is he just serves you pancakes until you feel really nauseous.
Yeah.
Until you feel how nice they are.
No, instead of putting a rag over your face to waterboard you, they put a pancake over your
Yes!
face.
They put a warm pancake over your face and pour syrup on it. Yeah, of course. We're on to you, Justin Trudeau. We know what you've done.
So, passive spacebar. Force boot. With her cybernetic boots, Mel can jump higher than other heroes. Take that. As well, if she jumps onto a wall, she will stay there until she jumps again. This applies to when Mel is in attack form. Okay, so she's not on her board. She can kind of wall run like Lucio, but just stays put.
Yeah, sort of like a tree frog.
Kind of, yeah. So
I feel that this is important. If she's going to have that ability to just kind of like lie in wait around a corner, I want there to be some sort of follow-up off of that.
Yeah.
I really want to think that her main fire with left click is just that she fires flowboards, and they just they ding off of people and they pile up on the map.
I really want her two different forms, attack form and ride form, to instead be English form and Francophone form.
Oh, I see. You think she's French Canadian? I don't know. Where is Vancouver in terms of that?
I think that's Western. I don't think that's Quebec.
Oh well. So yeah.
Moving on. Shift is just switched between the two forms. So we'll switch between riding her flowboard or using it as her primary weapon.
Still don't know how she uses that as the weapon. Is it a gun?
I think, it shoots plasma bolts or whatever from the flowboard when she's riding it, or she can just shoot it from her gauntlet, which kind of seems weird. Why wouldn't she just be able to shoot from her hand, riding or not riding?
The board may transform into a gun shape. I mean, like, you know how Bastion can convert into, turret mode.
It doesn't say that.
Yeah,
though.
it doesn't, but maybe that's what was intended. I don't know. Maybe.
She's clearly like a snowboarder, so why, I don't know. But we do get a little bit more about the board in the next ability, which is her E, which is Rush Jet. In either form, Flowboard will launch Mel forward. The flames from the jets will cause damage to enemies nearby.
Okay, so she is holding on to the board when she's not riding it.
Yeah, I think I assume she was using it maybe like a shield or something, but I guess not. That needs to be a little low.
Maybe she just holds it over her head the entire time, just with both hands. Screaming.
If you ever been snowboarding or even skiing when you're not going down the slopes and you're just walking around, it's the most annoying thing because you're in this heavy ass gear and you're carrying all this fiberglass shit. So that would just be funny. She's like huffing it around the entire time. And then moving on to her ultimate, Plasma Burst. As 4 blasters are released from Flowboard, Mel charges her weapons to release a large beam in any direction in front of her for a short time. 4
blasters are released. So blasters, as in guns, are released? Or
yeah.
Mel charges her weapons to release a large beam. So it takes time to charge, is that correct or no? I don't know.
Again, I don't know if it's like they will shoot out in 4 directions from her, or if she can choose which one of the 4 goes where, or if they're just 4 and they look cool aesthetically, but they all shoot in the same direction. I'm not sure.
It kind of sounds like the Moira Ultimate Coalescence.
Yeah,
that is true. And again, I don't know when this was made. Let's see.
2016.
Yeah, okay, so before Moira was released.
Yeah,
so
this is before Moira.
Yeah.
So I am kind of disturbed by this character. Because not only,
she's a redhead.
Yeah, not only is she a redhead, she has no soul, but and she's Canadian, so she's a sorry monger. Not only all that, but just spraying blood all over the map and killing people with blood because it says plasma.
Mm-hmm.
So she's just like firing blood constantly at everybody.
Mhm.
That's what I've been trying to tell people, is that those Canadians are just vampires.
They live in the
mean,
north. It's dark all the time. It's
yeah.
cold. Yeah, oh, totally.
Right. Somebody should write a comic book about that, especially that 30 Days of Night they have in Alaska.
Did you ever read the crossover between 30 Days of Night and X-Files?
No. How about you,
It's
DP?
totally a thing, and it's actually somewhat decent.
Does Mulder die?
No.
Ah,
No.
damn it.
I know.
Oh well.
Oh well.
So can we get Detective Mulder for Smash? He just shows up.
It's that is in no way out of the question at this point.
Yeah.
I could already see the screen now where it says Agent Mulder wants to believe.
Yeah, that's it.
His ultimate ability just has to be like him staring up, and then like this beam of fucking
Yes!
like comes down and kills somebody.
Yes.
I don't know.
Perfect. God. Okay, now are we gonna make another episode about our Smash OCs?
Smash characters we'd
Or
like to see
just
show
who
up.
we want to see in Smash. Yeah.
Oh man.
I want to see House. I want to see
wanna
House
see
and
it.
B.
I want to see fucking Johnny Bravo.
Ooh, that's not
Yeah.
that's
Here,
not a bad
baby.
idea.
Right? Right?
Look at that Pikachu.
Like, you just have to play him to get beat the fuck up all the time, because that's what the show was, but it would just be great.
Chelsea has a great prediction, by the way. She's saying Miku is going to be the next one.
Miku. I don't know who that is.
Hatsune Miku.
Nope.
Mm.
I've heard the name,
Virtual.
but I don't know who it is.
Virtual
Anime?
pop star.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
It's owned by Sega.
Okay. See
Well,
now
everyone else who isn't a boomer knows.
now we went too far into nerd culture. Just let's reel ourselves back to a nice normie game for normies, Overwatch. Right?
It really is.
Yep.
So that is Mel, aka May Jr., and her board. Does her board have a name? Abysme, name her board quickly.
What's the most Canadian thing I can think of? Jeremy.
Mel and her board, Justin Trudeau. What?
This is the Trudeau 3000.
The Trudeau 3000. Oh man.
Call
Oh
this
my
baby
God.
the
Why
Unlocked
doesn't-
Door.
Why, instead of like bursting flames out the back and hurting people, why doesn't it lay down a fucking oil slick, but it's maple syrup and everyone slips in it?
What if she? Okay, so what if we brainstorm some emote ideas for Mel? Okay, so I have an idea where she stands there and a little baby seal comes up to her. No,
Okay, that went pretty far, but I thought it would just be her apologizing, just to like everyone around her.
well then she really would
That's
be May. Yeah. sorry. So yeah, shall we move on to DP's character? I noticed that we all picked ladies, but then again, it is Overwatch, so I mean,
Mm-hmm.
lady-centric.
We also did how many? I think we did 2 guys last time for the mecha.
Well,
So
I don't want to talk about how many guys we did before recording, but we'll cut that out. But
We did talk about Abysme and myself taking a shower.
yes. We'll leave that to the people's imaginations. But yeah, so DP, what is your character's name?
Lillian.
No.
Hmm?
No.
no.
DP.
Yeah.
What is your character's name? DP. I have a rolled up newspaper here.
We all know I can't. Support.
No. Okay. Now I feel like a complete asshole, so I'll just go the extra step and say Liliana.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So Liliana, it says here that Liliana was a textile genius and a world-famous fashion designer specializing in biotic clothes before becoming bored with the fashion world and joining up with Talon as a support class seamstress and resident biotic armor expert.
So the Devil Wears Prada, but going like Overwatch style. I can dig it.
The devil wears Zenyatta? Is that? So
It's a very rarity idea. like Rarity from My Little Pony.
I like the idea that she weaves vibranium into her clothes.
Yeah, sure.
I do love the concept of a fashion designer. I think the fashion world gets a bad rap for being awful because it is. But there's
Yeah.
She is
there's a
evil,
lot of-
though.
Yeah. And so I'm interested to see how this would play out.
I do want to
love-
say straight off that this is a very... If you're going to make an Overwatch hero who's a fashion designer, they would have to be Talon. Like, that is like a perfect match.
Yeah, and I also like whenever they go in the direction of like not just straight up taking a normal trope like I'm an evil scientist or
Yeah.
I am an explosion philiac. Like it's like I'm a fashion designer who kills people.
Yeah,
I'm like, yeah, I'm about that.
why not?
And same thing with like May, like, yeah, I'm a climatologist that murders people.
The only way to
Okay.
bring the rising oceans back down is to kill people.
That's right.
May is Thanos.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
A cuddly, lovable Thanos.
What would you do if Thanos snapped half the people out of existence and the end of the movie was him going, sorry, sorry, sorry? But yeah,
Oh, boy. So her abilities, Entangle, Liliana snares her foes with projectile ribbons.
I would
Cool.
like to know what that does.
So I'm imagining that is sort of a slowdown ability. So instead of slowing you completely in the same way that May has the ability to do, I would imagine that it's kind of like a Moira beam that comes out that slows you down.
When I hear snare, and this is from my League of Legends days, snares root you in place. So that's what I was imagining. Like she throws it at you and it kind of wraps you up mummy style, and you can't like move until you break out.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, there's multiple choices here. We could have it be, like DP said, where you could see that she's making a string out of some kind of energy in the picture. And
She just has a straight up Freddy. Well, we should describe what she looks like. She has a Freddy Krueger claw in one hand and scissors in the other. Like giant, obscene fashion scissors.
Right.
Which is giving me a Moira vibe a little bit, just in like how it's long nails.
Now,
But I'm not saying it stole it, but
Is that because you had that dream one time that Moira neutered you with a pair of giant scissors?
it wasn't a dream. That was my fanfic. Stop reading my fanfic, Slime Beast.
She has a lot of makeup on. She has a beauty mark, blonde curly hair with like a lot of volume to it. Purple skin tight leotard thing with metal accentuation around the thighs and the tits, and then a fur coat on with a pink like velvety underside. It's a really cool design.
Yeah, really cool design. I like it a lot.
I would bring it down a little bit by saying that I can't unsee Mercy trying on Widowmaker's clothes. But
I'm a bad guy now.
look at me. I'm a horrible bitch. Yes.
And so
That's what happens when Mercy tries unsuccessfully to infiltrate Talon.
Ooh, I am so mad at those heroes.
Mercy, we know it's you. What? No, I'm
I am no mercy.
God damn it.
Oh, I ship No Mercy. That's my ship. It's Mercy and nobody. She's
Nice.
just alone forever.
Nice.
So DP, we interrupted the shit out of you.
no, I have no idea where I was going with it.
Okay.
But no, I when I hear that, I think there's an ability from Team Fortress 2 called Natasha, and Natasha is a minigun that whenever a bullet hits you, it slows you down, and does less damage than the normal minigun. So I'm thinking that's something along those lines where it slows you down.
Right. Okay, because I was going to say the options basically are like May slowing you over time, or like you said, a Moira beam that slows people down as it touches them, or rooting them to the spot, but they can still, like rotate and shoot and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Or
See, as someone like myself who has really good aim, but just really sucks as a sniper, so like really pinpoint precision flick aim is something that I'm terrible at.
Mm-hmm.
I always want a support class that's going to slow down the enemy so I
Right.
can get a better shot as a sniper.
plus, if somebody dives on you, you can stop the Winston from jumping out too quick and things like that.
Yeah.
But I was also thinking the final option would be maybe it binds your arms, and you just run around in circles and run away and everything, but you can't shoot and you can't do anything because your arms are all bound to your torso.
That would be sassy. I kind of like that.
But anyway, so that's Entangle. We don't know what it does, but we have ideas, and DP has his preferred concept.
Yeah. Unravel. Liliana unweaves and drains the biotic field of her foes, storing its energy in her thread spool.
Okay.
How does
That's
that
what
work?
the gauntlet is for.
Excuse me.
Excuse me?
Biotic.
Pardon me, got a bit of the consumption, I do.
Yeah, that's a good question. Where's Liliana from?
Does not say.
I will say
So we can't
Zimbabwe.
do-
Zimbabwe.
We can't.
Oh man,
Could
what if
say-
she's South African?
I don't know. Maybe.
Well, yeah, aren't there like a bunch of white people down in South Africa?
Oh yeah. No.
Oh, yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, okay.
I praise the
okay.
white people down in South Africa. What?
Maybe that's maybe. If I had to expand on the backstory at all, maybe her being on the African continent, she has like run-ins with man, I am fucking tired of it. I can't remember anything. Doomfist, and that's how she gets into Talon. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, why not?
Sure.
I
That's
mean,
okay.
she could just be the person who makes the skins for everybody.
Okay, that would be awesome. That'd be some really cool meta lore.
I know that they made, if you remember, they made Reaper a costume designer, but I don't know how much the fandom is interested in that. But
Well, there
Is
was
she-
also the thing where they all go to that Moroccan like Talon meetup.
right,
Mhm.
Like she would fit in perfectly there.
Mhm. should be blowing
Is
on
she
people's
evil?
dice.
Is she evil because she's oppressing African children to make her clothes?
Yes,
Oh.
yes,
My mind
Oh.
went there, and I
Yes.
feel bad now.
that is 100% canon right now.
That is too evil to be perfect.
It's too evil
Too-
to be
too
in a
perfect
Blizzard
to-
game.
Yeah. It's really not.
So,
So
She unweaves biotic fields. I don't know how that works or what it looks like, but it stores
Yeah.
energy for her main fire.
You know,
why
it
do
would,
you have to be such a skeptic?
Because
Some people have biotic fields, and it emanates from their chakras.
you store them in crystals. Come on.
as a part of the skeptic community and a liberalist, I have to take exception.
Yes.
You know, I will
Uh,
say that it's a bit weird that she just like, it sounds like they had this idea for a move called Unravel, and then they kind of just bullshit their way a little bit through it to make it say unweaves biotic fields to get into the thread spool. But couldn't we just like use, and maybe this is in the next ability, but like maybe when you entangle somebody, it drains them a bit, and then you activate Unravel to like take it off sooner to do some damage or just to store some energy. Maybe?
That's
I
the
don't know.
thing. I was thinking if you entangle somebody, and then like let's say that person is about to be killed or whatever, if you use Unravel to take back your entanglement, like take the entanglement off of an enemy, maybe that would give you like a boost in ammo or a boost in something, so that it's like incentive for you to remove it from people again, but you have to do
Well-
it when you know it's going to be a good time to let people free, that type of thing.
Well,
I
off
don't
of
know.
that idea, imagine if in fighting games, if you hit somebody, a certain amount of their health becomes either red health or gray health, depending on the game.
Mhm.
But it's health that could theoretically be healed back through various methods, depending on the game. If it's like a tag game, if you tag out your character, red or gray health will like start to heal back slowly. What if it's an ability like that where as you entangle somebody with your like primary fire, which slows them down or whatever, there's a certain amount of health that they take that turns red or gray, or just like health that is no longer permanent that might be healed back, and you can use an unravel ability to just yank away that remaining health all at once.
Maybe if we played fighting, I don't know, I can't speak for Abysme, but if I played fighting games, I probably would have a better idea of what that means.
I know generally. I don't play them a lot, but I do know what Brandon's talking about. Yeah,
I gotcha.
So if you hurt somebody in a fighting game, certain amount of health will be taken away completely, and then a certain amount of it will go, let's say, red. And that red health, if you don't get hit for like 7 seconds, let's say, that health will slowly start to heal up.
Okay.
And it's just a little bit, but depending on how big of a combo you land on somebody, they will have a lot of red health. And so you want to capitalize off of that. It like makes people be more aggressive. And also kind of like gives you, like if you get a bunch of red health on you, it gives you an incentive to attack back, to like try and give you that air time to heal that up. So if you have, as you're damaging your enemy, if a certain amount of their health goes red, and like the longer you do it, the more red health they build up, if you could like instantly just boom, take away that health with the unravel ability just by like clicking E or something, I think that would be a cool ability.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're doing low amounts of damage over time, but then you could kind of get like a big chunk of health all at once.
Right.
So biotic weaving, Liliana uses the biotic thread in her spool to mend allies. The more thread in her supply, the stronger her weaving ability. So I think that this is the big takeaway, is every single time we do one of these OCs, it ends up being Moira.
Well,
Fucking
and
Moira.
This was designed in 2016, so again, predating Moira.
But see,
Everything that predates Moira is Moira.
Is Moira.
And many things that post-date Moira are still Moira as well.
Moira is the be-all, end-all.
I will say Moira is my main right now, but if Liliana was in game, I'd probably play a lot of Liliana.
See, here's the thing. I had, before Moira was released, I had the inklings of an idea where I was like, Zenyatta, he can put a, orb of healing on a teammate, and he can put an orb of weakness on an enemy. So I thought to myself, what if you had an Omnic who on each hand had an, healing orb, and so it's like, everybody thinks of Moira and has thought of Moira. It's like interesting. Just like a ubiquitous thing that everybody has seen and done.
And what's funny is I'm sure a lot of people thought of Moira, but no one expected Moira to be who Moira was.
Right.
No.
Right.
Not at all.
But anyway.
Which I think is good. I think it's an idea that's inevitable, and they really did something unique with it.
I mean, this character...
And I think everyone loves Moira.
Are we sure that Moira wasn't taken from this OC? Look at the gauntlet. Look at the fingertips.
Yeah,
it's so similar.
We know that Jeff Kaplan trolls DeviantArt, so
yeah,
maybe.
I'm really hoping
that Jeff Kaplan here. We just wanted to say that we have a new game mode where you can inflate your enemies, and then you get to, while they're hovering there, they're helpless. You can take off their shoes, give their feet a little sniff.
After Tumblr died, Jeff Kaplan was out of ideas for like a week.
Yeah. So we added a new ability. We're always reworking Symmetra, trying to find that perfect balance for Symmetra. So we've given her the ability to present nipples. For anybody who doesn't know, that's a meme from Tumblr banning porn. But yeah. Anyway,
we gave her a new E ability, hard light nipples.
Hard light nipples. It'll work especially well on chilly maps, but yeah.
And then what I presume is her ultimate ability, Warp Mesh. Liliana cast a fiber net in an area of effect that connects its targets via biotic threads. Damage done to individual targets will be shared with other targets connected within the warp mesh.
Oh, that actually is an interesting
Okay.
concept.
Okay.
So if she throws the net over all 6 of the enemies,
Mm-hmm.
and I shoot the enemy Reinhardt, the other 5 teammates also get the damage Reinhardt is getting.
Now,
Yes.
do they take like percentage based on health, or is it just the flat amount of damage? I wonder.
I don't know. I'm not sure if the damage would be spread out. Like, would you do less damage to Reinhardt because the other people are getting some of it, or would it be just totally,
Yeah.
completely shared? Like they all get the same exact normal
I will
amount of
say
damage.
that
I don't know.
Each of these abilities is definitely missing like an extra sentence really giving us the idea of what these
Yeah.
look like in
Right.
action, but they are all really good proofs of concept.
I think warp mesh is probably the easiest one to understand, because if you throw out the net and then there's a let's say a diva and everything else is, like 2 other people are connected to the diva within the net. If you are a bastion and you just unload into the fucking diva, you're going to instantly kill the other 2 people if they're squishies.
Right.
Mhm.
And I
And
like that idea.
Who doesn't want to unload into Diva? Am I right?
Yeah. No pity
You can't just say that sentence and not have it come up. But yeah.
But that does benefit. That's generally what that ability is for. I'm imagining, is find the biggest target, like a Roadhog or a Diva, and shoot into them, killing the squishy targets around them instantly.
Mm-hmm.
I sort of picture the warp mesh being like it has like a certain area of effect, so we know that it's not
Mm-hmm.
it's not tremendous and it's not just like a single spot. So it probably, I would guess, maybe like the size of May's ultimate or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But what I'm picturing is almost like a horizontal version of Symmetra's wall. Like at like waist level of like the heroes or something that would be like have a net
Yeah,
texture or
yeah.
something like that. So it would
Yeah,
be like
It looks like a physical net, so I imagine it would kind of drape over people when it falls and
I
be a
don't
little
know.
translucent.
See, what I'm thinking is, again, like Slime Beast was saying, Tormental, whatever,
God damn it.
was like waste. So you're the one who decided to have 2 goddamn usernames.
Well, you gotta. My whole thought was I don't want people coming to the my gaming channel wondering why there's no horror fiction.
Fair
But
enough.
lo and behold, it ended up crossing over anyway. So
So, like, at waist height, there is, like, the see-through pink ribbon. And if you are in the ribbon, it kind of, like, plucks up towards waist height, but still is, like, translucent. So, like, it's visually manipulated if you're walking through it, just a little bit, if that makes any sense.
right, yeah, to denote the fact that it's being interacted with. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
and so, yeah, I think something about the width and in shape of May's Ultimate is probably a good idea, and then you have maybe it's more like a square than a circle.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, in the picture, it sort of is like a square, on its axis, but
And you can kind of imagine how it would look when she like throws it out.
right. She would
And,
have
like-
some line in whatever language she originally speaks, from wherever she
I'm
is.
guessing like maybe French or Italian.
Well, it would be French because she's South African.
Wait, what? That'd be Dutch.
Is it Dutch?
Yeah.
Or it'd be like Dutch or Afrikaans.
Well, I'm sure there are
Yeah.
French people there, so
Kikongo.
French Guiana. Maybe she's from French Guiana. So yeah, so I think those are our 3 characters. Now, what are we doing? Are we having a contest? Are we having a?
We did want to vote on whose is the best OC that they found on the interwebs.
Right.
Yeah, and it's mine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now, DP, how much time did you spend finding this OC again?
Like the 20 minutes when we were talking.
Right before we record, you had to go look up one.
It was my idea, too.
Fucking shit.
I will say hers wins just because the artwork and the concept of the artwork is really, really well imagined, and I can totally see this in game.
Right.
Which is not to like discourage the other two
Of
we
course,
saw. I think
of
they
course
both
not.
had really good strengths. The amount of work that what was the first one we did? Tex artist put into making this model is stupendous, and it's great. And love Mel. Found her and went, oh, that's adorable, and I want to see it in game. But yeah, Liliana's is just, I could totally see this as the next Talon character. Absolutely.
I feel like all three of them had abilities and descriptions where we were iffy on what they meant.
Yeah.
So I think that kind of is like something where that's not really a factor in deciding which one is the best. Just sort of is which one has the best concept and which one can we get behind. So yeah.
Remember the last one we looked at was I forget his Phobia, which I would say is the weakest out of the four that we've looked at so far. Not because Phobia is bad, but Phobia just needs more work, and these I think have more work put into them as they stand right now than Phobia did, for example.
Right.
I do like that Phobia is photo negative Lucio.
Yes.
Well, we should also rate whether the characters are original and whether we would steal them.
That's true. Yeah, this is a bootleg episode of Do Not Steal, the podcast you can hear at youtube.com/fearfic.
How do you rate a character that Jeff Kaplan stole and made into Moira? Like,
okay, well, I mean, let's do Liliana first. The concept is original, I think. How about you, Abysme?
Yeah, I would agree.
Very original. She has character, I think, because just in her... There's no backstories to any of these, but just in her look, you could tell that she's like a rich, sort of hoity-toity person who's very pleased with herself. She's looking at her own technology like, I'm wonderful.
That's what she wakes up and says in the morning.
I'm wonderful, yes. And Do Not Steal, I mean, I would say that this is probably stealable since Jeff Kaplan stole it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Shameful.
I'm going to go ahead and spoil my feelings. I think they are all original, and I would steal them all.
God damn it. I mean, go ahead.
Sorry to get ahead of you guys, but I'm good with all of them.
All right, so it's a tie.
Counts.
It's a tie. At the end of the day.
No, but I would definitely steal this one the most.
Yes. This one looks really fun.
Yeah.
She's just so... She is so into herself that it makes me happy.
Right.
And you look at her too, and you're like, yeah, you're allowed to be happy with yourself.
Can I?
A lot of the Overwatch characters are they're like on a righteous crusade, or they're just pissed off or depressed, and some of them are exceptions, of course. But Liliana is definitely an exception of just I'm here to have fun. I really don't care if we win or not. This is what I'm doing now because I don't want to go sell dresses anymore.
Yeah, like even someone like Moira, who's very much so like I'm science driven and everything, still has like goals within Talon.
Mm-hmm.
This character is just like, I'm just trying to live the best evil life I can.
Right. I would think that we probably can declare the judgment phase over. But I would think that this character, if I were to venture to guess, you know how all the characters have interaction lines with other heroes, right? I would think that this character, Liliana, other characters would have interaction lines with her, but she wouldn't answer because she's not paying any attention to them. Liliana, that's an interesting outfit. And then just silence.
No, she just like waits a moment and it's just like, did you say something?
Yes.
Who were you again?
Yeah. Huh? Oh.
Just
yeah.
very very much so have very derogatory interactions with Junkrat for having ratty clothes.
Would that be the case? Now, I may be biased because Junkrat is my main, but would that be the case, or would she say something like, "Ooh, shabby chic, that's brave"?
Yeah. Oh, that would be great. Just like on occasion, just to anyone. Oh, you're wearing that. Okay.
She could. I'm just picturing Tracer, going up to Tracer and saying, "Ooh, that's a fun outfit. That looks
No,
so
she-
fun."
Interesting what you've done with that.
No, she would hate Tracer because she's wearing Crocs.
Oh my god.
So like the Liliana would be the only character to genuinely just hate Tracer.
I mean, in game, yeah, but
Because even like Widowmaker, who was like mortal enemies with Tracer, is just like, oh Tracer, ooh la la.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
but yeah.
I just had the image of her like doing a cartoon tripwire, and then Tracer tripping over it and falling into mud, and her laughing in the background.
See, like Liliana doesn't even seem vindictive, and like the fact that she's in her own world, it's not like she's delusional. She's just so caught up in being perfect that she doesn't care.
What if her ultimate? I like the warp mesh, but maybe we could move that to like her shift or E ability. Make it a briefer time period and make it maybe a smaller radius that she can connect a certain number of people. But what if her ultimate ability?
2 people.
Say what?
Or just 2 people.
Right.
It'd be like, you're connected to you.
Yeah, you two are in love now.
I ship you.
What if her ultimate was when she presses Q, the music stops, the sound effects stop, the map goes dark, a single spotlight shines down on her. All the enemies have to, everybody in the game has to stop, and they all sit. They all go into a sit emote, and they have to watch her do a fashion show. And you can control yourself walking around and doing turns and different things like that.
Generic house music comes on. Lucio immediately starts DJing.
God damn it.
Well, maybe that's what it does, is it forces everyone's camera to look at her.
Yes!
It's a mass immobilize. Yeah, that'd be great.
Why am I looking at the wall? Oh, yeah, okay.
Oh, right.
Liliana. She's over there somewhere.
Call the ability Catwalk.
I think that when Liliana is not on screen, the heroes should all ask, "Where's Liliana?"